Praise be to your holy name. I felt led to come to you today to begin with Luke chapter 6. And in this chapter, the first part of it, is talking about the Sabbath, the Shabbat. And people that know me know I keep the Sabbath. Friday night, around sunset, here at this time of year, sunset is around 8:12, 8:15. It varies because the time change, a little bit progresses in the summer because the sun don't go down until later. In the winter time, it backs up and we start earlier. But I light my candles, and I know I don't do it exactly like the Jews do, the true Jewish in their traditions do, nor how they did it back in those days with Yeshua. But I want to explain a little bit about how Yeshua felt about the Sabbath. And believe me, he was a Sabbath keeper. Whether people want to believe that Yeshua was a Jew, but he was. He was born from a young Jewish virgin out of the tribe of Judah, which made him a Jew, because there was 12 tribes, and Judah was only one of the 12. The Levites and the priests were of the Levite tribe, which was another tribe, one of the 12. So, right now, in the name of Yeshua, I come to you, Father, to glorify your holy name, to glorify you above all things, and to glorify you, Yeshua, the one that gave your life for us all, that you laid down the foundation, you laid down that path for us to walk in, and you were the example that we should walk. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I come to you, and let your words be blessed. Now in Luke, the 6th chapter, beginning with the first verse. One Sabbath, when Yeshua and his disciples were walking through some wheat fields, the disciples picked some wheat, and they rubbed the husk off with their hands and started eating the grain. Some of the Pharisees said, these are from the Levite tribe now, "Why are you picking grain on the Sabbath? You're not supposed to do this." In other words, they said, you're not supposed to do this because this is the Sabbath. You cannot work on the Sabbath. So to them, this was breaking the tradition of the Sabbath because they were working. They were literally walking through a field of grain. They would reach over and take off the husk, because if anybody knows anything about wheat, they grow in little kernels, and to eat the wheat, you have to do this to get the seed, that little piece of grain, out. That's working. Picking it off, working. So, of course, according to them, they were sinning. But let's listen to what Yeshua said to them. Yeshua answered, "You surely have read what David did when he said, when he and his followers were hungry. He went into the house of God," that's the temple. That's where the Holy of Holies was. Well, I shouldn't say the temple. It was the tabernacle. Because this was David, and this was before the temple was built, because the temple was built by Solomon, his son. So they still worshipped out of the tabernacle that they had brought across the desert. But he went in there, took the sacred loaves of bread that only priests, the Levite priests, were supposed to eat. He not only ate some himself, but even gave some to his followers. Yeshua finished by saying, "The Son of Man is Lord over the Sabbath." In other words, he's saying, I am the Lord of the Sabbath. So what they were doing was in front of me. I don't classify it as sin. They were hungry. The food was there. They picked it off. They cleaned it as best, as best they can, which another thing on over in a different part where it talked about they did it with unwashed hands. You always wash your hands before you eat. That was another one of their traditions, but it's not in this chapter. But I just added it for food for thought. So they were sinning all around, They were picking food, sin. They were cleaning the food, sin. And they were eating the food with unclean hands, a sin. But the Lord of the Sabbath, the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, was right there. He didn't condemn them. He didn't say, no, you can't. Let us go on down. On another Sabbath, Yeshua was teaching in Jerusalem meeting place. And a man with a crippled right hand was there. And some of the Pharisees and teachers of the law of Moses kept watching Jesus, Yeshua, to see if he would heal the man. Like vultures watching over their prey to see if he would do what he was not supposed to do on the Sabbath. They did this because they wanted to accuse Yeshua of doing something wrong. Yeshua was not stupid. He knew what they were thinking before they were really thought it, but he knew what they were thinking. He had perceived that evil that was in their heart and their evil thoughts. They didn't have to say it out loud. He knew it. He heard it. Okay, Yeshua, Jesus, knew what they were thinking. Knew. So he told the man to stand up where everyone could see him. Now, he did not do this in secret. He didn't hide what he was going to do. He didn't say, oh, come with me, let's go out back here. I need to talk to you. No, he said, come, stand right here in front of me, these men, that are going to falsely accuse me of things. You know, this is what I'm adding, yes, I'm adding my words to it. He didn't say that, but he did. That's what he was doing. It was like a example. I am drawing the line in the sand, and this is what I'm going to do. Then Jesus, Yeshua, asked, on the Sabbath, should we do good deeds or evil deeds? Very plain and to the point. Should we do good deeds on the Sabbath day, or should we do evil deeds? To see somebody that needed healing and not do something about it would be evil. If you see somebody that needs help and you don't help them just because it's a Sabbath, you know what? That's evil, really. You're supposed to bless people. That's what the Sabbath is all about, is blessing people, doing what is pleasing to the Father. Should we save somebody's life or destroy it? After he had looked around and everyone he told, after he looked around at everyone, you know, he just did a little, okay, what should I do? Good or evil? He told the man, stretch out your hand. He did, and the bad hand became completely well. The teachers and the Pharisees were furious and started saying to each other, what can we do about Jesus, Yeshua? They had become very furious with him because he chose to do what was right and what was good in the Messiah, in the Father's eyes. Not in the people's eyes, not in tradition, a man laid out, but by honoring the Father, by healing this man with a withered hand on a Sabbath day. What should you do on the Sabbath day? If your neighbor is sick, bring him some soup. Lay your hands on him and pray for him that he would be well. If a child falls in the street, go out and pick it up and carry it to safety. We too often put ourselves in the spot that we judge ourselves and others when it comes to the Sabbath day, and we're afraid to do anything on the Sabbath day because it may break a tradition, a man. I choose to do what Yeshua did. I choose to help others on the Sabbath day and show them love and compassion and kindness. I will continue this in another video. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I come to you. Bless this video and let it come to the heart of people, that they will hear your words and not man's words. In the name of Yeshua, Amen.